What we have witnessed really over and over again, working with like hundreds and hundreds of couples over the years, is that they find a way back to themselves, first and foremost to their own intimate self. How can I be intimately connected with my beloved if I'm not intimately connected with myself?
They're usually looking for some kind of relief from something that has been a problem in their relationship, or they want a relationship, or something that seems to be out of their possibility of creating.
You know, some couples come really at the brink of separation, divorce. They may come to us as a last resort, or some couples come, they are happily married, or they are in a really great love with each other in their relationship. However, you know, perhaps the kids have left for college. It's time for them to reconnect on an intimate, including sexual level.
So doing the work with Freddie and Elspeth, I started to clear out old baggage. I even found a inner confidence that I didn't even know that I had. I started coming alive.
I was first introduced to these practices when I was 13 years old. I was living in the beautiful islands of Hawaii with my dad, and I was going through my puberty, discovering the sexual side of my being. You know, he didn't make me feel guilty about masturbation. He gave me a book, and with it, the gift of knowledge. I was introduced to how to integrate meditation and sex ritual practices, if you will. And I kept doing these practices through college, in my athletic days, and after college in my personal relationships. And that was how I was first introduced to this.
I grew up in a very different environment. I wish I would have had a dad who would have given me a book on sex consciousness. I came to the United States in my late 20s to do postgraduate work in music, and then moved on to get my doctorate in education. However, I was miserable in relationship. I had this pattern of attracting unavailable men. And after a while, when I felt despaired and hopeless about never having lasting intimacy in my life, I decided to really delve into the practice of Tantra. That got cleared, and in place what showed up was trust in myself, trust in men, and then 6 months later, Freddie Santal came into my life.
In that workshop, I really, a lot of the work just really came together for me. And I realized that I don't have to wait for anybody to have my access to my power in my life and my vitality. A lot of the times before, I was always waiting for other people. And that was just an amazing thing that came out of that workshop.
And that is where I find where we distinguish ourselves. It's like, here is a couple that lives and breathes the practices and shares that from couplehood, present at the same time. You know, this is where I love that when we teach, Freddie speaks from the masculine side, I speak and listen from the feminine side, and that is where our clients can get themselves.
We love this practice of sharing with others a familiarity that they've forgotten in terms of how they can really create their own lives and be totally at choice in their life, and be happy and creative.
So now I have a deeper love for myself, and I'm also open to love.
And then of course that requires practice, and then also another level is where we teach them certain sexual rituals, both dedicated, one of them to the woman and the other one to the man. And in that whole gestalt of practices and learning, a shift occurs. We have pretty much a 90% success rate. When people come here and commit themselves to the work, then things can open up.